Hello, television family. Good to see you again. Happy Tuesday, the 13th day of August, 2024. I am Dan Coons. Thanks for starting your day with us. 63 big fat degrees here in the big city. Pretty benign weather-wise. Not a lot going on until we get to the weekend, and we have a little bit of rain, and we could use a little bit of rain. We are an inch and a half behind where we should be for our annual rainfall, and we didn't do very good last year, and we're even in a worse drought this year. Hopefully a few stray raindrops will come our way. In the meantime, just really not a lot to talk about weather-wise. A little breezy at times today. It's actually going to be the exact opposite of yesterday. We had some of that morning haze, and then it gave way to bountiful sunshine in the afternoon. We're going to reverse that. It's going to be quite a bit of sunshine this morning, as you can see behind me. Sunny in the morning, and then hazy in the afternoon. Details are coming up. A lot of news. It was a busy day in the newsroom, but we got a good group who knows what they're doing, and we'll let you know what's going on in the Wenatchee Valley. Mariners didn't play yesterday. The Apple Sox did. They beat Victoria 7-2. They play for the West Coast League's Northern Division Championship in Wenatchee tomorrow against the Bellingham Bells. We will have that game for you. If they win that, they will play for the whole deal on Friday. A great victory for the Apple Sox last night, and a good crowd too. Highlights of our broadcast. And speaking of sports, in the back half of the program, we're talking billet families for Wenatchee Wild hockey players, and not just the Wenatchee Wild, the big club, but the sub-clubs that play under the Wenatchee Wild banner. These kids come in from all over the country to play hockey in the Wenatchee Valley, and they need some place to stay. They need a bed, and they need a fridge, and they need families. We're going to talk about billet families, how you can become one. Associate head coach Chris Clark will be joining us, and Jason Grover, who's been a billet family host. He and his wife have hosted Wenatchee Wild players for the last 4 years. They like it. They're going to tell you all about it. Think you might want to become a billet family? Might be right up your alley. Jason and Clark will tell you all about it in the back half of the program. Let's go. Let's take our tour around the valley. And not nearly as hazy and cloudy this morning as it was yesterday at this time. It's also cooler, being 63 degrees. When the show started yesterday, it was 68, so a little on the cooler side today. It is a little breezy. Wind out of the north-northwest at about 12 miles an hour here in the Wenatchee Valley. Again, just not a lot to talk about today. We're going to be slightly cooler today than we were yesterday. Then we're going to be pushing 90 on Wednesday and Thursday. Then we're heading back down to the mid-80s by the weekend, but we're also going to see an increasing chance of much-needed precipitation. That's here in the valley. Go up to Billy Goat, and you'll see a few more clouds hanging around up there. All the clouds are right at the Canadian border up there. That's the very last of those little systems that came through and gave them some light scattered rain, and unfortunately a little bit of lightning here and there. Good morning from high atop Billy Goat Mountain with Alta Lake at the bottom of your screen, and the Medhow meeting the Columbia. Because it has to go somewhere, water runs downhill, at least according to my science teacher. To Bear Mountain we go, looking out over Wapato Point and Manson and Lake Chelan. Air quality seems pretty good. Not a lot to talk about in the Pioneer Fire. They're still doing what they need to do, which is structure protection. That's number one in their priority. And they're doing what they can up there at the Pioneer Fire, but it looks like the air quality is considerably better today than it was yesterday up at the lake. And speaking of lakes and large bodies of water, not as big as Lake Chelan, but good enough for most people. And what an incredible year for salmon fishing at the top of Lake Wenatchee. Everybody who I've talked to said it's the best they've ever had up there. And who doesn't love salmon? Beautiful view from our Lake Wenatchee camera looking over. You can see Dirty Face Mountain there. And you can see the sand pit in the upper left-hand corner where they get sand, I suppose. No slide to show for you from the National Weather Service. Let's jump right into it. Here's your forecast. Sunny in the morning, a little hazy in the afternoon. Not a lot of wind. The wind will be dying down as the day progresses. 87 is our forecast high. Light breeze tonight, 60 for the overnight low. We warm up a little bit. On Wednesday, 89 degrees. Our normal high is 88. We hit 89 yesterday, by the way. Thursday, sunshine, about 90. Friday, things start getting a little unsettled. Slight chance of a light shower on Friday. There's a low that's going to move into Oregon, and it's going to swing up to our area early Friday. So we'll start seeing a few more clouds on Friday and Friday night. A few high fluffies floating around Saturday. Best chance of rain is probably going to be Saturday afternoon, but don't bet on it. It's only about a 20% chance of rain, maybe 30 on Saturday. The big story there is we're going to cool down a little more where we like it this time of the year. Outside of that, it's really typical mid-August weather. Nothing really crazy out there. I wouldn't mind if that 30% chance of showers on Saturday was more like 80, but beggars can't be choosers. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll do the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
A lot of sunshine, not real hazy, 63 degrees. It'll be a little hazy this afternoon, slightly cooler than Monday, more like the mid-80s. A lot of sunshine and pretty warm. On Wednesday and Thursday, then we cool down, maybe a raindrop over the weekend. Let's hope so. It's 8 minutes after the hour. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a gunfire incident near Plain. It happened on Saturday. One man was wounded, but that man is not talking to investigators. Police and EMTs were called about 8 o'clock Saturday night to the area of the Plain hardware store. That's right in the middle of downtown Plain, where a 55-year-old male victim was suffering an apparent gunshot wound through both legs. Now, the chief of patrol, Seth Bueller, tells us the man was driven to the scene after being shot somewhere else on Chumstick Highway. However, Bueller said neither the victim nor the woman who drove the victim have answered questions about what exactly happened. The man treated at Confluence Health Hospital. Needless to say, the case is under investigation. An East Wenatchee man was convicted in Chelan County Court on Friday of 7 out of 8 counts in a 2020 sexual assault case. 48-year-old Israel Gonzalez Munoz was arrested that fall on allegations that he raped and assaulted a 20-year-old woman at a Wenatchee apartment who was unconscious and able to consent. Gonzalez admitted to sexual contact with the victim but claimed it was consensual. The jury took just a couple of hours to convict him of 1 count of second-degree rape, plus assault with sexual motivation, and 5 counts of voyeurism for photographing the victim without her knowledge during the incident. Judge Robert Jordan ordered Gonzalez to be held in jail until his sentencing, which is scheduled for September 18th. The 82 plaintiffs who are suing Confluence Health over their refusal to be vaccinated for COVID-19 must answer questions from Confluence's lawyers, including questions about their religious beliefs. That's the ruling from Douglas County Judge Brian Huber, who is hearing the case. The group alleges that their faith barred them from receiving the shot as required by Confluence Health and by a state emergency order in 2021. The hospital system placed such employees on leave until they chose either to get the shot and then terminated them if they did not. Their lawyer, former East Wenatchee Mayor Steve Lacy, argued the questions about his client's religious beliefs in advance of trial were improper. Huber turned down that argument. No trial date, by the way, has been set. The company that's planning a solar farm development up on Badger Mountain has told the state it's going to pause its efforts for at least 2 to 3 months. Avangrid Renewables says it will spend that time reevaluating public comments that it's gotten about the proposed 200-megawatt generation site, including those from indigenous residents concerned about Badger Mountain's cultural significance. The effort to build a solar station has been underway for about 4 years now, with a lot of opponents citing both native cultural concerns as well as the endangered sage grouse, which habitats in the area. The state council that oversees solar installations recently ordered Avangrid to conduct a new survey of cultural resources in the project area. The State Department of Ecology wants a better assessment of potential wetland impacts. The Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority held a groundbreaking ceremony yesterday morning for their $7.7 million remodel of the General Aviation Terminal building at Pangbourne Memorial Airport. The event featured remarks from port representatives as well as from U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell, who was awarded a plaque at the ceremony for helping get the project going.
This building, we also did an assessment, has lots of deficiencies. Basically, the roof here, don't worry, it's not going to cave in, but during the winter time, the roof trusses are overstressed. We've got a dilapidated interior building. We have lack of ADA access into this building, which is a no-no. Poor insulation, poor ventilation, insufficient power, outdated lighting, and so we are just going to completely redo this. And you can see the photos in your program. And the other thing, the reason of why, is that we have an outstanding board of directors that really wants to do things in a really important way. And we talked to them about this building. Instead of them saying, well, just do the minimum, they said, no, we are going to make a statement. This GA terminal building is the front door to world-class tourism and lots of stuff, and we're going to make a statement, and we're going to spend the money to do it right. Let me give you a little history of the building that we're in so that you can have a little bit of background. So this terminal was constructed in 1956, and it represents kind of very unique characteristics and methods of construction during this time, and so it qualifies to be on the National Register of Historic Places, and we've elected to honor that and do an adaptive reuse. When this is done, this GA terminal building is going to be spectacular. There's going to be a front desk greeting area. There's a beautiful public waiting area that's going to be in here, a separate pilot's lounge, ADA restrooms, ADA locker rooms, showers, quiet rooms for pilots that need sleep, conference rooms, and FB operations and offices. So it's going to be a great facility.
Well, today's a great day at Wenatchee and at Pangbourne because the airport is really trying to get an upgrade so it can attract more jobs to the region. And the fact that this is such a historic facility, but not really able to accommodate all the business and general aviation traction that this community could have, to say nothing of the whole, valley region. So really important upgrade for the community. Really great to work with the port and all the different interests here. It's proven that most economic development happens within 10 miles of an airport. So the more capacity we build at Pangbourne, and here we're trying to build capacity not just for general aviation, but commercial aviation. But they kind of go hand in hand. When you grow both of them together, it shows that the region has more business opportunities, more consumers that want to fly, and hopefully we'll be able to add flights in the future. But today, we're here to talk about the business aviation side of it, and it means more jobs and possible businesses in the region.
The Wenatchee Valley Fire Department is celebrating the Valley's embrace of its Fire Benefit Charge program. As you know by now, voters in Chelan and Douglas counties approved the new method of funding fire protection by a big amount, 65%, in last week's primary election. The measure lowers the property tax rate for fire service to just 50 cents per $1,000 of assessed value. Then it adds on a rate based on square footage of the property and how it's used. Fire Chief Brian Brett says the charge will help keep his department in the black for the foreseeable future. Next up, commissioners for the 2-county fire district have to vote to set that rate. They'll do that this fall. And Chelan County Housing Program Manager Sasha Slayman is headed to a new role. Slayman will head to the Housing Authority of Chelan County and the city of Wenatchee as the new executive director. During the Chelan County Commissioners meeting yesterday, Economic Services Director Ron Kreidelbaugh announced that Slayman will resign, saying her last day for Chelan County will be the beginning of October. She's been working with the county since 2021, and in her current role since April of last year. Slayman could not be immediately reached for comment, and that's the news. At 16 minutes after the hour, if you're interested in what's going on around here, and we think you are, or else we wouldn't be doing a newscast, check out the news. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight on TV, 5, 6, and 10. If you consume your news via your smart TV or the web or whatever, and a lot of people do, we know that. Our news will be up and running on our homepage, ncwlife.com. You can watch the evening news on our YouTube page, our Facebook page. We have an app. We have all kinds of things. If you don't have the app yet, there's how you download it right there. There's a QR code. And if there's something out there you think is newsworthy, you get a hold of us. You send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. The Apple Sox won. They're playing for the Northern Division Championship tomorrow night. Highlights when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
What once was old now is new to the NCW Life channel. Tune in for Bonanza, Superman, The Andy Griffith Show, The Beverly Hillbillies, The Invisible Man, The Lone Ranger, and The Lucy Show. Check your program guide for classic programming on NCW Life channel, your local TV station.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
Here's your coffee. That'll be $5.
Thanks.
Oh, it's only $5.
Oh, I like paying double.
Why?
I've always paid more.
You wouldn't pay double for coffee. So don't pay double on your heating bill. Cut your heating bills by up to half when you switch to a heat pump or ductless mini split and get cash back from Chelan PUD plus federal tax credits. Learn more at chelanpud.org/save.
19 minutes after the hour, the Seattle Mariners will try and keep pace with the Houston Astros tonight. They begin a 9-game road trip. They'll be in the Motor City to take on the Tigers. It's a rematch of last Wednesday's game. Remember that at T-Mobile Park. That's when Seattle native Tariq Skubal beat George Kuby. The Mariners travel to Pittsburgh after this. Then they travel to L.A. for 3 against the Dodgers before they finally come home next week. First pitch this afternoon is at 3:40. Astros won again, 6 in a row for Houston, so the Mariners are now a half game behind the Astros. They beat the Rays 6-1 last night. The Red Sox got by the Rangers. It took them 10 innings to do it, and the Blue Jays beat the Angels. Cam Hoyland allowed just 1 run over 5 1/3 innings on the mound, and he hit the go-ahead home run to give the Wenatchee Apple Sox a 7-2 victory over Victoria in Game 3 of the North Division Series last night at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. So that win advances the Apple Sox to the North Division Championship game. It is tomorrow night. Eric Granstrom and Brandon Schmitten have the call right here on the NCW Life channel.
One in the dirt with 2 strikes and have confidence that...
First pitch swung on, popped up, shallow right field, and this is going to be trouble, and it will drop in for an RBI single, and Victoria takes the lead. Pitch Swung on a chop slowly towards the shortstop. He'll feed it. And drop it. And run's going to score on a little Paul Thomas Senior Stadium help.
Yep.
1-2 the count to Hoyland here. Pitch on the way to the plate, swung on a fly ball
really
deep
well.
to right center field, backing up Crosland, and it will be
Let's
gone. Home run for Cam Hoyland. Look how excited he is as he pumps his fist, rounding the bases. That's one of the quickest home run shots I've ever seen. As he comes home, another home run for Cam Hoyland, 2 nights in a row, gives the Apple Sox a 2-1 lead. Infield pulled in here as Cooper Witten steps in. Pitch to him,
there we
swung
go.
on, and a fly ball deep to left field,
out.
Going back, looking up.
No, it's not
It's
out,
off
but
the
it's off
fence.
the wall.
1 run scores. Here comes the throw in. They're going to hold the runner at third base. Apple Sox extend the lead to 3-1. 2 runs in the inning. And we talked about that home run and maybe jolting the offense. James Castagnola now will try to continue it, and he'll hit it in the air to left field, and it goes over the left fielder's head. 1 run scores. Rounding third and heading for home. A second run is going to score on the 2-run double by James Castagnola.
Doubt that we're going to see Hoyland come back out. I may be wrong.
And how about Jonathan Fitz with a base hit to left field. Here comes the throw home and the slide, and safe at home is the base runner, and then down to second on the throw that got away from the catcher is Jonathan Fitz. So give an RBI single to Fitz. He's just trying to get a ball in the outfield to score that run, get a little insurance here. Pitch on the way, swung on, and there it is. How about a base hit and an RBI for Hunter Friedberg as Jonathan Fitz comes home to score. Apple Sox lead at 7-1. Andrew Monson trying to finish up the work of Cam Hoyland and give Cam the win here tonight, and more importantly, extend Wenatchee's season by at least 1 more game. Here we go. 1-2 the count. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed, and it ends in a strikeout. And he ends up getting 2 strikeouts in the inning. Victoria has a little to say in the end, but not enough. 7-2 the final. The Apple Sox win the division series, and now we'll head for the division championship on Wednesday night.
After the game, Eric had a chance to visit with the hero, Cam Hoyland, and the head coach, Mitch Darlington.
Cam Hoyland joins us now. Cam, you're a huge part of this win last night with a big home run, and then tonight on the mound. When Coach told you were going to stay in the lineup as a hitter, what'd you think?
I wanted it. I did it at my community college 2 years ago, and I know that when I do it, I have a little bit more pride in my game, and just being able to go out there and compete on both sides is really just something that I love to do.
Talk about your start tonight. You had a little walk issues in those first 3 innings, but you were able to settle down. And how about having that defense play behind you?
Yeah, when you have a team that plays behind you like that, it's really hard to get beat. And, I mean, all credit goes to them, especially since I only had 1 strikeout. So the defense had to make plays for me to have a good outing, and they did. And I'm so grateful for that. And, obviously the stuff wasn't as good. The command wasn't great, but I was able to compete and get it done.
Well, let's talk about your at-bat. You fall behind there, 0-2, and I could kind of tell your body language was like, okay, I really want to help us out offensively. And that ball, I mean, you had to have known as soon as you hit it, it was gone.
Yeah, not like last night where I knew it was off the bat, but I knew it had
the sound of that one, any person that was blind could hear that and go, oh, that's a home run.
Yeah, I knew I got it about just as good as the other one, and I knew with the wind here, this park plays pretty big, but the wind was able to help push it out just enough to get it out.
There was a little bit of excitement for you. I've never seen a home run trot that fast. I mean, you were sprinting around the bases.
Yeah, well, I knew, especially after I've had some where they go off the wall, and I don't want to pimp it, especially so. It's hard for me to slow down once I get going, but it was such an important at bat for me and just really meaningful, and I couldn't hold back my excitement.
Immediately following the Nanaimo game, we kind of huddled up, and the bottom line was they have got to come to our yard, and they're going to have to beat us. And we all kind of looked at each other and smiled and said, that's not going to happen. We're not going to lose at Paul Thomas. So we came back here and we got it done.
Well, and that's so huge about your record during the season, your first half title, your second half title. I mean, that helped you get that home field advantage.
Absolutely. Yeah, these guys have been playing good baseball all summer. Even after winning the first half, not coasting and trying to go get that second half and secure home field throughout. And so that was the plan going in, and we took care of business.
Cam Hoyland goes 5 1/3 for you. You sent him back out there in the 6th and, had that double, so you go out and grab him. Talk about his performance.
Yeah, really gritty. Honestly, I didn't think he had his best stuff. He got into some trouble early, had a lot of runners on, and was kind of flirting with danger. And kind of going into that inning, we knew, we want to give the ball to Monson and let him kind of try to close this out. But then he goes out there and hits a home run, and me and Mike, being ball players, go, dude, you hit a home run, you're going to come back on the mound with a little bit of adrenaline. So let's go see if he can get another batter. So.
Well, and talk about that home run. I mean, you guys had a couple of runs on the board at that point, but, I mean, that just ignited your offense to score 5 runs in that frame, and it all starts with him cracking that one over the wall.
100%, yeah. I thought that changed the game. It was tough there for a while. Max Hartman put a good swing on a ball that was caught down the line. We were bunting even with one out, just trying to see if we could manufacture play, make some pressure on them. But, Cam honestly turned the game with that swing and ignited our whole dugout, whole team.
So, Wenatchee will host the Bellingham Bells 6:35 tomorrow night. The winner will win the North Division Championship and play for the league championship. Bellingham, by the way, advanced. They beat Edmonton 5-1 last night in Bellingham. Portland will play Corvallis tomorrow night at the same time for the South Division Championship. The winners of those two games will play for the WCL Championship Friday night at either Portland or Corvallis. And we can't forget about the kids. To the Babe Ruth World Series we go in Glen Allen, Virginia. How's the Columbia River Greater Wenatchee team doing? Well, there you go. They don't play today. They have finished with their pool play, and now they will go into bracket play beginning tomorrow. And for the Cal Ripken World Series, which is also taking place at the same time in Crown Point, Indiana, they got shut out by Arlington yesterday 10-0. Today, they take on the Lions out of Czechoslovakia. That's kind of cool. This is the last day of pool play for the Cal Ripken tournament, and then they go into bracket play beginning tomorrow. Go, guys, go. We're proud of you already, and those are just some of the games that people are playing at 27 minutes after the hour. Today is Left-Handers Day for all you lefties out there. By the way, a couple of fun facts about left-handed people. They're better drivers. They are. They did a long study. It took them 10 years. And they discovered that people who are left-handed actually have fewer accidents than right-handed people. Maybe because there's less of them. Here's an interesting fact. In 1800, a little over 200 years ago, 1 in every 20 persons were left-handed. 1 in 20 was the ratio in 1800. Today it's 1 in 9. Nobody seems to know why. And left-handers have the edge in competitions when you face each other one-on-one. Tennis, baseball, boxing, fencing, that kind of deal. Because when you practice those sports, one-on-one sports, you're almost inevitably practicing against a right-handed person. Ergo, you have the edge. Famous left-handed people, how about this? All of these presidents, all of these were left-handed. James Garfield, Herbert Hoover, Harry Truman, John Kennedy, Gerald Ford, George H.W. Bush, Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama, all left-handed presidents. Left-handed celebrities, Marilyn Monroe, Robert De Niro, Bob Dylan, of course, Paul McCartney, and Ringo Starr, Jimi Hendrix, probably the most famous left-handed guitarist of all time. Of course, many baseball players, including two of the greatest, Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, left-handed. Jerry Seinfeld's left-handed, Lady Gaga, Oprah Winfrey. And check out this little stat. Both Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, left-handed. Happy Left-Handed Day to all of you lefties out there. You know who you are. 29 minutes after the hour today in history. Happy birthday to the payphone. William Gray of Hartford, Connecticut is granted a patent on this date in 1889 for what was called coin-controlled apparatus for telephones. It was an immediate hit. It made William Gray a lot of money. That was in 1889. Just a dozen years later, there were 81,000 payphones in the United States. At their peak in 1995, there were 2.6 million payphones in the United States. Now you can't find any. They used to be everywhere, almost in every corner. Now they're almost impossible to find. By the way, all the payphones in Australia are not payphones anymore. They're free. They just got rid of it. So there are public phones all over Australia. It doesn't cost you a dime. You just pick it up and make a call. Check out the box score from this game between Brooklyn and Pittsburgh on this date in 1910. This is 114 years ago. Check this out. each have 13 hits, 38 at-bats, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 hit batter, 1 passed ball, 13 assists, 27 putouts, 2 errors, and they each used 2 pitchers. The most evenly matched baseball game ever played. Seriously, each team, 13 hits, 38 at-bats, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 hit batter, 1 passed ball, 13 assists, 27 putouts, 2 errors, 2 pitchers. Unbelievable. Final score, 8-8. It was a tie because they ran out of daylight. It was 1910, after all. And 63 years ago today, the Berlin Wall began to be built, of course, shortly after World War II, when Berlin itself was divided into 4 sectors. About 3.5 million people who lived in East Germany defected to West Germany, almost all of them through the Berlin border because it didn't have any security, pretty much. It wasn't going real good for the East Germans. They're losing its workforce. Gee, do I want to live in East Germany or West Germany? I think West Germany might be better for me. East Germany said, this ain't going to work. And they literally built a wall that would stand for the next 28 years. They said, yep, you can't go anywhere anymore. Let's do some birthdays. If I only had the Noive. Bert Lahr, who played the Cowardly Lion in The Wizard of Oz, the most watched movie of all time, and the only person in the movie who got to sing 2 songs. Bert Lahr, born in the state in 1895. Born in the state in 1899, Alfred Hitchcock. Born in England, moved to America, became an American citizen. He was nominated 5 times as Best Director without ever winning once. 2 of my all-time favorite movies, by the way, are Rear Window and North by Northwest. Alfred Hitchcock, born in the state in 1899. Ben Hogan. A lot of people consider Ben Hogan the greatest golfer of all time. I am among them. You take Ben Hogan's swing and you give him today's equipment, he'd win every tournament. Ben Hogan, one of only 5 golfers to complete the career Grand Slam, born in Fort Worth, Texas on this date in 1912, and one living birthday, who became a Mariner legend on July 21st, 1988, when the New York Yankees traded Jay Buhner to the Seattle Mariners in exchange for Ken Phelps. Jay Buhner is in the Seattle Mariners Hall of Fame. Ken Phelps is not. Jay Buhner is 60 years old today. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, that is Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. It looks like you'll be able to shut off your AC for a few days over the weekend. Highs are going to be below normal. Overnight lows will be in the lower 60s. Turn off your AC, open up the windows, and then give Alpine Air a call. See if maybe your air conditioner needs a little tune-up. Not a bad idea. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Mike Magnotti has an opinion about what? I can't remember because I put it into the system yesterday. It was yesterday. And then if you always wanted to think about maybe being a billet family for all these Wenatchee Wild players who come into town and apply their trade, playing hockey for the local Wenatchee Wild, we're going to talk about billet families. If you've got an extra room, it might be worth your while. You're going to hear from Jason Grover, who is a host of Billet Family, and Chris Clark, because he showed up for the interview. They're coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Building your business is easy and affordable with television and digital marketing options from NCW Life Channel, your local TV station. Get your business seen and heard on 18 top networks, including NCW Life. Have you seen a local pop-up ad on your phone? We do that too. Target your market with NCW Life's managed advertising programs that save you time, money, and give you great results. Advertising with NCW Life Channel is the best value around.
Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue, family owned and operated on North Wenatchee Avenue, right next to Hooked on Toys. Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue uses only fresh ingredients handcrafted with love, including authentic Hawaiian barbecue and Japanese-style ramen noodle soups. And the bubble teas will keep you coming back for more. Enjoy the culinary tour of the Pacific Rim with Hawaiian barbecue lunches and combo plate classics, as well as ramen noodle soups. Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue. Enjoy their comfort food like you're one of the family.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether,
we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
and you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, you know these commercials for fast food, Subway, Burger King, Jersey Mike's, you know, the way their sandwiches look in the commercials are amazing, aren't they? Makes your mouth water, and you want to run right out and order one. And when you do, and you take it out of the packaging, it looks like something your Aunt Bertha sat on. And now you wonder, my gosh, is this the same thing I saw advertised? Now look, I know it's okay. I know it's fast food. And I know, yeah, they spend lots of times and money setting up their ads, not time that they spend when they put the sandwiches together at the restaurant. But man, at least try to make the sandwich look like the advertisement. I mean, do you want me to come back or not? You know, how much disappointment am I supposed to live with? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCW Life app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCW Life app now.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Before you know it, summer is going to be dwindling away, and this arena behind me will not be full of quilts. It'll be full of hockey players, and hockey players need a place to stay. You want to be a billet family? This is the topic of today's conversation. Chris Clark, of course, is an old friend of ours, the legendary Chris Clark, been associated with the Wild since they've been here in 2008. And you have a friend here in Jason that we brought along with. Jason, introduce yourself to our TV family.
Yeah, my name is Jason Grover, and me and my wife, Kelsey, have been billets coming up on our 5th year.
So we're going to talk mostly about billet families because there's always a need. And remember, it's not just the Wild. There are development teams underneath them that they also need beds and food. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Congratulations, Clarky, on your contract extension. That's good. That's good news. I like that.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm extremely blessed to get to continue to be with the Wild. Obviously, can't thank Mr. White, Mrs. White, Bliss, and Gretchen enough for how well they've always treated me and my family. And like I always tell you, I'm so proud to call Wenatchee home, and to get to do it for another 2 years is extremely exciting for me and my family, and we can't wait for the year to start.
Professionals in junior hockey, it's by definition kind of a transient kind of a thing. People come, people go. Coaches go from here to there to there to there. You've been here since day one. You've been part of the foundation of the Wild and building up the success of this program to the point where we're now in the WHL, which is pretty damn cool. You don't want to go anywhere, do you?
No, I love Wenatchee. I love calling Wenatchee home. It's been a place for me and my family that we now have our 6-year-old boy Cooper, who's growing up in the valley, and I couldn't be lucky enough to continue to call this home. And you're right, I don't want to go anywhere. I love it here. I love the people I work with. I love the kids we have on our team. It's a perfect fit. I love the Billet families. Honestly, it's the total package here for me, and nowhere else I'd rather be.
Negotiations with the Whites and Bliss, I understand, pretty acrimonious at times. Some name calling, some raised voices. Or
no, absolutely not.
That's just a fallacy.
No, that's again, don't believe everything you read on the internet. Fantastic question, by the way, but no, it was great. They're unbelievable people, and I'm so fortunate to be here.
Chris wears a lot of hats, and one of those is he helps out getting billet families, beds for these kids when they come to the Wenatchee Valley, and a lot of them fall in love with the valley, and a lot of them fall in love with their billet families. They become a second family. They end up going to weddings and things like this. This is where Jason comes in. Jason, you and your wife have been hosting a Wild player. This will be your 6th year?
This will be our 5th year.
This will be your 5th season coming in.
Yep.
You kind of stumbled across it. 5 years ago, you were driving down the road and heard a radio ad.
Yep, Kelsey, my wife, heard it, and we had talked about something like that for a little bit of time, but it just happened to be one of those random Tuesdays that we heard it, and we decided, we got home, we talked, and we said, let's do it. We jumped in, and it was something we didn't just decide that day, but that kind of spurred it along, and having a couple extra beds, we thought it'd be a perfect opportunity for us. So.
And the fact that you're doing this now for the 5th consecutive season speaks volumes.
Yeah, I don't know what we would do without them. I think the worst part of the season is the 2 weeks after it ends, because our house gets too quiet and we have to talk to each other then. But it is literally one of the best things we've ever done. We keep in touch with all of them. Even this summer, every single one of them we've been in touch with, just checking them how their summers are going, what they're doing. And like you said, eventually there'll be babies on the way, or marriages and weddings and things like that we can't wait. And we actually got to go up and visit one of our boys up in Calgary, and we actually stayed with him and his family. They put us up, and they took us to the Calgary Stampede, and it was our trip of the summer. And so that's what you get. I mean, now we have, every year we gain more family members, so it's been amazing.
And it works out good for you. It works out good for anybody, because the basic necessities are an extra room, a refrigerator, internet access, and is that about it? I mean, what's the minimum requirement to bring a player in to stay at your home during the Wild season, Clark? Yeah.
Honestly, it is just a room for the kid to stay in. Obviously, they can share bathrooms, nothing like that. And most importantly, just a loving home. You're going to open up your home to these kids. We want them to become part of your family. We want there to be a relationship beyond the 8 months that they're here for. That is honestly the biggest thing, is that yes, they need a room. Yes, they do need internet, because all of them, or most of them, are in school or taking some sort of class. But the biggest thing is just being willing to open up your arms and your hearts and invite these young athletes in to help chase not only their hockey dreams, but their ability to grow up. That I tell people all the time that I learned how to do my own laundry from my first billet family. They helped me. Like, at the time when I moved, I think I was 14 or 15 years old. I really hadn't had to do it because Mom was doing it all the time. And then I got to learn how to do all that stuff. And again, those are the life lessons that you're going to help these young athletes with, and obviously chasing their hockey dream.
How do you put the right family with the right player? How does that work? Tell me about the vetting process.
Yeah, that's a good question. So we'll have the billet families fill out a questionnaire, things they like, dislike, their interest. Obviously, do they have animals in the home, because there are allergies and stuff like that. And then the players fill out the exact same questionnaire. Do you want to live in a home with little kids? What is your normal home? Do you have 3 little brothers and little sisters? Are you an only child? What allergies do you have? Foods you like, dislike, things like that. And then we do our best to match the families and the players the best we can. Is it a foolproof process? No, it's not, but we feel we've had a pretty good run here, being able to match players and families with similar fits and likes and dislikes. And
it's important to note that a lot of these players, because the incredible amount of time commitment that goes into becoming a really good hockey player from the time you're 6 or 7 years old and you fall in love with the sport, the parents have been heavily involved in these kids from the very beginning. So a lot of these kids come from pretty solid family backgrounds.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, another thing that kids really understand is that this is the next step in their process, whether it's on the academy teams with the 16s and 18s. Those kids are trying to make the jump either to U18 hockey or junior hockey. Our players obviously are hoping to make the jump to the National Hockey League. And so they understand that you got to be a good citizen first and foremost. There's too many great hockey players in the world that if you can't be good in someone's home that's opening up their home to you, that the next person's probably not going to take a chance on you. I've actually had, when we were in the BCHL, we've had colleges call billet families. What's this kid like? Hey, I know what the coaches say. I know what he's like around the rink. I can see the hockey player that I'm watching on the ice. What's he like in your house? Is he a good kid? Does he help clean up? Does he keep his room clean? Those sort of things. And so the kids, they understand that stuff, that you got to be a good citizen. And we take a ton of pride here in all of our teams being real good citizens and good people first and foremost, and then the hockey.
Yeah, you recruit people as much as you do players.
100%. 100%.
And you're a perfect example of that. I mean, you're back again, which means you've had good every year. You've had some.
Yeah,
it's been a good fit.
Yeah, and we also kind of join in too, trying to help find other billets because we can speak from experience. One of the things too, Clarky touched on is how well behaved and how professional these kids are. Also the nice thing is we have backing from the coaching staff and from Hunter, the billet coordinator, that if there was anything wrong, we know we can go to them. We've never had that issue, but we know if there is anything that we need to bring up, we can do that. But through and through, these kids are here for a reason. They come in, they are respectful, they take care of themselves. But then, they start breaking on those walls and you start really getting to know them. And I think that's probably the best thing for us is, the hockey is amazing. We get to see them. And you root a lot differently when you got a billet living with you. Last year we had our first goalie, so you don't breathe for 60 minutes. It's the most nerve-wracking year we've ever had, but we loved it. But once you get through that, it's our favorite part is the nightly dinners. You really get to see what they're like, what their goals are on the hockey, but also what their goals are afterwards. And so really learning about who they are as young men and breaking those walls down is really fun.
I remember talking to a player a couple of years ago. He was from Southern California. He said the first 3 or 4 weeks I was up here, the weather and the culture shock was. He goes, I was really, really homesick, and by April I didn't want to go home because I was just, once you got past that, they fell in love with the place.
It happens every year. It just happened a few weeks ago. I was on social media and I saw one of our billet families, and it was like a silhouette of a person, and I'm like, that looks a lot like Connor Geekie. And so I text Geeks, I'm like, are you in Wenatchee right now? He's like, yeah, he had just left Tampa Bay's development camp, and he came back and was visiting his billet family.
That's cool.
And that happens every year. Or like he said, he went to the Calgary Stampede to visit. I'm assuming it was Daniel.
Yep.
And so, or like the Seguins were just at AJ Vanderbeck's wedding. I mean, the stories like that they're endless. And I say it all the time, that is the best part about billeting. Yes, there's obviously a stipend, a monthly stipend.
But yeah, let's talk some of them real quickly. I'm glad you brought that up. Food, transportation, how do some of those basic things work?
Yeah, so the kids are responsible for their own rides first and foremost. If they don't have a car, we generally will put another player close in proximity with the car, and they're responsible for organizing their own rides. Food, they can make their own breakfast, they can make their own lunch. A lot of times it'll just be quick on the go because we do have very busy schedules. Like Jason talked about, we do want to encourage as many meals at night together as a family as we can. We understand everybody's busy and that's not always going to be the case, but they can obviously warm stuff up if you're not home. But we do like those family dinners at night, so you get to know them away from the rink. You get to know their likes, their dislikes, the things that make them go outside of hockey. And so those are the two big ones. You do get a monthly stipend for groceries. I promise you, he can attest this, they will eat it.
They put away the calories.
Oh, they're here from 8 a.m. to pretty much 5 p.m. every day, and they're on the go working, and whether it's workouts, on the ice, player appearances, they're very busy, so they do get hungry. They do eat quite a bit, but you do get a monthly stipend for that. You do get the 2 season tickets in the Wild Zone. We have billet barbecues. We have billet appreciation night. We do a variety of different things throughout the year to honor the billets that way. But again, the most satisfying thing that you are going to get out of this is that you're going to gain a family member for life.
And you have made friends with other billet families because you guys all get to, the other billet families get to know each other, don't they?
Yeah, and it's, you share stories because, I mean, again, they're young men, so they always, some of them are dorks and, that they like to have fun. And so you get.
Some are more Clarky-like and some are more Jason-like.
Yeah, and so, so you really get to connect with them because you open your home like that, and it's a very tight-knit community. And also, if you have any questions, they're always there. Like, what would you do? This happened or that. We also have the backing of that. But it's usually just sharing stories because we just make each other laugh because they're here. Once they break down that first couple weeks and they really start feeling comfortable, they really start loosening up and having fun, which is just awesome. And some nights, one thing in hockey that I didn't know about is The Bachelor, the TV show. The boys love that, and so we'd have 8 or 9 of them over every Monday. And you thought you were watching a hockey game downstairs because how much they're hooting and hollering because they all picked the girl they think's going to win, and it's ridiculous, but it's so much fun. So, but that community of billets is great, and when people are interested in it, I can't not love to talk about it because it's been something that's really, like you said, not only do you gain the family with the players, but their family becomes family because you're taking care of their kids. And that's got to be hard for mom and dad to let their kid go. And some of these kids, since 14 or 15, have been with billets. And so they really got to trust the process. And so you make really good connections with their family as well.
And if you have a little kid, a little boy or girl who might be interested in hockey, they're going to be bragging to their kids in the playground, hey, I got a wild player staying with me. You guys don't. Couple of quick caveats, real quick. Boy, I'd love to be a billet family. I'd love to have a wild player stay at my house. But we're going to Acapulco for 2 weeks in January. We're not going to be home. These arrangements have been made. You've thought about this in advance, obviously.
Absolutely. We obviously get an invite for ourselves to join with you on your nice vacation, and then we will actually.
You're busy in January, yeah. Clarky.
Yeah, maybe if it was in December, like 1 week in December. But no, we will. You'll just let us know, like, hey, we're going to be gone. We're going on vacation the second week of October until the 1st of November, and we'll find a temporary home. We have lots of great families that they can't do it full time, but they can do it temporarily, and they're willing to step up and help while you're out of town. We never leave the player in a house unattended by himself. We always have, or like a billet family might have an extra bed too, and they'll say, hey, we can take player X for that 2 weeks, or we have lots of temp homes. So you are more than welcome to do all your vacations. We have a lot that, especially in the winter, like to get away, go to Arizona, whatever it may be. But we have those temporary homes that will take your player in for a few weeks while you're gone and treat them like their own as well.
If you go to the Wenatchee Wild's website, it's a pretty link right there on the homepage, Become a Billet. You click on fill out the form, you send it, they get it, and then they go to work on that. And it's more often than not, it works out pretty darn good. If you have the room, you can take more than one player. That's cool because you'll get a stipend for each player that you have. Jason, I'll leave it with you because you're the one who's hosted players before. There's a deeper, almost spiritual reward when we talk about all the stuff that comes out with it. But for the Grover family, there is something deeper about being a billet family, isn't there?
Absolutely. We don't have kids of our own yet, and so we're kind of living vicariously through that. We're doing the test phase. We'll see if we like the teenagers. No, I know, but once they go off and they're under the next level in their college, and we're talking with them, and you really follow them, and they're texting you on a random Tuesday because they're like, hey, that recipe, can I get that? Can I get that? Or they're just reaching out like, hey, I'm going on a trip. I sent you some pictures. You really do gain a family member for life for each of them. And they're all different in their own ways. So it's really fun. They're not all the same, even though when you get them in a room, they all act kind of the same. But they all have their own goals and ambitions, and it's just so rewarding to be able to just help them along that way, because it's a very lofty goal, and these kids have the talent, but they can't do it without a place where they feel comfortable. Because if they leave the rink and they come to some place where they don't feel loved and comfortable, where they can relax, it's a long season. So if it's one of those things where you feel like if you can give them a place where they can recharge, they can be themselves.
You're a better person. You and your wife are better people for doing this.
Yes.
That's basically what I.
Yeah, 100%. We look back on it, and we've been married for 7 years, and this is the best. Besides that, it's the best decision we've ever made. So yeah.
Congratulations, Jason. Thanks for filling in again. Clarky, let's get these kids home, all right?
Please.
So you can email Chris directly if you have any other questions that I didn't already answer or Jason or Chris didn't answer already. Again, all the information is on the Wenatchee Wild's website. Go Wild. Congratulations again on the big raise. I saw you driving around in the new Porsche, and I thought, man, the Whites and Bliss are taking care of you, buddy.
They definitely are. They're great people.
Nice meeting you, Jason.
Nice to meet you.
Again, I'll let you know how the kids happen thing after we stop rolling. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs. If your chair is comfortable and still fits, don't toss it. Reupholster it at Wenatchee Upholstery. The sky is the limit. From new upholstery in your favorite car to upgrading your seats in the boats. Everything old can be new again when you call Joe. Personalize your golf cart, grandma's chair, your favorite bar stool. Trust your treasure with Wenatchee Upholstery.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, and in touch. Locatel cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with your choice of speed makes life better. If you need fast, reliable internet, or maybe an upgrade, or you just have questions, connect with us by visiting locatel.com or call 509-888-8888 today.
Hey man, how's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen's a good option for me. The risk of addiction, it's not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
All right, quick programming reminder before we send you on your way with the weather forecast. In case you missed it earlier in the broadcast, the Wenatchee Apple Sox beat Victoria. They beat the Harbor Cats 7-2 last night in the third and deciding game of their divisional round, which means they got one more home game, and it is tomorrow night. They'll take on the Bellingham Bells, probably their biggest rival in the league. They'll take on Bellingham tomorrow night, 6:35, Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, for the WCL North Division Championship. If they win that, they will play for the Big Kahuna against either Portland or Corvallis. We don't know yet because Portland and Corvallis will play for the South Division Championship at the same time that the Elks, that the Bellingham Bells and the Wenatchee Apple Sox will be playing here in Wenatchee. We will have that game for you on the NCW Live channel. It's a last-second programming thing. We don't know. I mean, they had to win, and they did. And so we will have that game, the West Coast League's Northern Division Championship game for you tomorrow with Brandon Schmitten and Eric Granstrom on the call. We are looking forward to carrying that for you. In the meantime, the forecast. We're going to reverse what we did yesterday. Yesterday we had quite a bit of haze and clouds in the morning and then sun in the afternoon. We're going to reverse that today. Sunshine in the morning, a little haze this afternoon. We're going backwards with this one. High of about 87 degrees. Still a very pleasant day. So it's very typical mid-August weather around here, except for the haze. Well, it is what it is. 60 for the overnight low tonight with fairly clear skies. A little breezy today, a little breezy tonight. No big deal. A little bit warmer on Wednesday with a high of 89. Our normal high this time of the year is 88. 62 for the overnight low Wednesday. Thursday, we warm up one more tick to about 90 for the afternoon high on Thursday. 62 for the overnight low. And then a weak little system, a little low, is going to move into Oregon. It'll eventually move up to our area on Friday afternoon, which will give us an increase in clouds. Not a lot. It's not going to be cloudy. It'll be partly cloudy on Friday, but we have an increasing chance of rain maybe on Saturday. Who knows? Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.